Hello everybody, it's Rama, and I am here with my first video for decorating these Halloween books that I am making. I thought I better stop here because otherwise the video will be way too long. So these are not finished 100% yet, but I wanted to show you the process so far. So I'm going to do a little walkthrough here, and then I will show the video of how I did the stuff that I'm going to show you here. So this is the first one that I did, and you can see I used some of my paper lace here, and I love these digitals. Made these little page tabs with some stamps, and then I put embossing powder on top, some bats and some little bling here. And then these fibers were all just sent to me by one of my Junk Journal Diva friends, so I'm using all of those. Now, I did not stuff any of the pockets yet, so none of that stuff is done. I did a couple of these bottles. I just stuck it in there for now, but this is a double pocket. And then I'm going to show you how I did these little notebooks. So it's like a waterfall little notebook here. And I will, as always, link all of the digitals that I used in the video description because I used a lot. I used these houses. I thought they looked really cool, like haunted houses. The background that I have on the base of my tags are all from G&TDesigns. And then I also used some of the paper doll kits. And this is one of my paper dolls that I made. Got some fuzzy fiber stuff behind there. This is a pocket here. So this is like a little tuck, a pocket area here. This side is just a collage piece. And then we're back. So that is one of the books, and this is one accordion style. The second one that I did, didn't put any fibers or anything in this one yet, but I did make these little pumpkins. I've got more paper lace here that I used. This stuff is just so fun to use for Halloween. And then I got the dolls. I got this die kit set for these glasses, and I was so excited to use. This is one of the tab binding. We have a pocket here. More of the cat digitals. I've got my notebook thing here. We have another cat pocket and just collage on this side. Other thing that I am going to show in this video is I made these books out of Gary photos or something it was called from G&TDesigns. I'll put the link. Used these images. She also had some that I also used for my mushroom tea bags. I used them for these tea bags that I made. These are a lot of fun. I will also link this video or this tutorial if you're interested in these. Lots of fun to make. Way back to this project. So what I did was I used these soda can tabs to make little levers to hold my book down, and then you can see it pulls out here and it flips to the other side. Then I just put little sayings on all of them, and then we can put it back down here. So again, I'm going to show you how I did this and how I put it all together in this video as well. I have pieces of my paper lace. I have a bunch of papers that I ran through my embossing machine and then put some ink on to kind of grunge them up. These, I just used a stamp on it, and then I went over it with embossing powder, so you can see that shine. Just adds a little bit of dimension and interest to the project. And here I just have more of those papers. I'm gonna make some more, so that's why I thought this would probably be a good place to stop before really confusing for me when I'm trying to put the videos together. And these are just more fun papers that I got. I don't even know if this is from a paper pack somebody sent me, and it's like a thick, very textured. And these are more papers. This is a stamp that I embossed, so I can just kind of tear these apart and use if I want. And these I can use for my page tabs I'm putting on the front of all of my books. So this is what I'm going to show you in this video. Like I said, is the things that I did so far. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about how to do these books. For all of them, I made them two sides, so I had to somehow attach two of them together. So this one, I'm going to start first. This one is bound together like the tab binding, so it opens like a book. And what I did was make a little slit here in my tag, and I slid it down in and I glued it. So for this one, like I said, it's just like a regular book with the pages here, and you can see the tab binding. So this I did in part 1 of this video series. So I did the tab binding, and I also did the hinge, the accordion hinge, I'm calling it. And then this is our last page here. And you can see this is where I slid it in underneath there and glued it. And now my little soda can tab can hold it closed. For both of these, this one opens up horizontally, and then this one opens up vertically. There's another page here, as you can see here, and it is double-sided, and this one's the same, it just pulls out. So I am going to show you how I did these. I'm going to start with my favorite way. You can, like I said, use the binding methods that I showed you in the previous video. If you don't want to do that, I have another way. I'm going to show you that now. These are the sheets. For example, I think there's 5 sheets that it comes with, and I just printed 2 of them here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to cut one strip off. One strip I'm going to leave intact, and the other one I'm going to cut the individual photos. And I'm going to fold this on the creases. And I'm going to go through, I'm going to ink everything on here, all of the creases, and on this back part, all the creases around the edges and the seams. So next, if I'm thinking about this book being glued down and it's going to pull up this way, this last one I will glue onto my page. So when it is flipped up this way, I'm going to want my photos to be facing me. So they're going to have to go onto each individual photo upside down. And we just want to make sure that it is going to fit. This needs a little bit trimmed off. And we'll glue this down. We're gonna have one extra because the last one is going to be glued down flat in our book. So it's gonna be glued down this way, okay? And then when we pull up our book, we've got our images going this way, and then we flip it up and we will have the images on this side. We usually have to take a little bit off of the height of the picture because we don't want it to go past the seam. Otherwise it won't fold up properly. So here is our flip book. When it's down, it'll be glued onto our page. And there we have all of our photos here and all of our photos here. So I have my tag that I want to put it on. You can put it on this. And next what I'm going to do, did not use the tab book binding. In that case, it opens up like a book and you only need to close it on one side here. All the other ones need to be closed on the top or in the bottom, or if it's horizontal open book, then you need to do it on the sides. So for this one, we need 2. I'm just taking my soda can tab and tracing around it. So we need 2 of them. So I'm just going to take one of these and I'm going to fold it in half. And then when I cut it, I'm just going to cut so that I'm cutting on the inside of the line. And then on one of the ends, okay, I'm going to want to poke my hole, roughly say here. And I am just going to go ahead and do that now. And ink these edges as always. And now I'm just going to glue these down on both sides of my tab. Very easy. Now we have our 2 tabs, and the next thing we are going to do, I just used a hole punch and poked out some circles, and I'm just going to stack a few of them together, and then attach this to it with a brad, so it's going to be raised up slightly, so it can be raised up from our book, and that will allow it to slide around. So now let's attach our tabs to our little circles that we did. And this is, I don't know, I believe this is a hole punch that's used for leather and, well, I think just leather. So I like this because it can punch through a lot of layers of things. It's hard to squeeze through sometimes, but I've broken so many hole punches. So I thought I would try this, and I'm liking it. So when I do this hole, I'm going to do it kind of close to the edge. So there we go. Then I'm going to pick out 2 brads. Okay, so I'm going to go through the tab first, and then down through my circles, and just close it up on the bottom here. So now I'm going to glue the circle down, and our tab will move around. Now I'm ready to put my book down, and I'm thinking of doing I don't know, maybe this crow photo here. Let me rip this out. Then we'll put our book here. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down then. By the way, another thing is, what I found to be the best is to do this on 28-pound paper. I did it on cardstock, which is okay. It's just a little thick. The next thing that we're going to do is put our little tabs down. So you can see here, you've got your photos this way, and then it flips up and you've got it this way. So that's why you had to put them upside down. So let's just see where we want to position these. And then if you look underneath, I want to position the tab so that it is, you know, on the edge here, going out. And then just put some glue here. And I'm going to go back a little bit. Obviously, I don't want it to go flush up against the book. And just hold it for a minute to make sure that it's nice and glued down there. And then for the other one, see here, I'm going to move this brad around. Okay, that's better. And then we'll put our glue down. This was my favorite way then to attach the books. Like I said, I tried a couple of different methods, and yeah, this was my favorite. And then next I would put some little sayings on here maybe. I'd probably put a little tab here so that people know to pull on the book here. So there we go. Now, so some of them, when I started doing it, I made single pages. So these are all double-sided single pages, and I'm going to want to connect these. You can see here. So let's see, and these are the cardstock, so they're definitely thicker. I'm thinking 4 pages is enough. So there is our tab binding for the book. So now for the rest of the video, when I'm decorating these pages, I'm just going to play some music, and you can kind of watch how I construct everything here, including the little notebook, and just putting everything together using my different papers and my papered lace. And hopefully I inspire some of you all to make some of these with me. So stay tuned for the next video when I will finish these up.